Are you going to say greetings and salutations?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to say greetings and salutations, my dearest friends.
Greetings and salutations, my dearest friends.
My name is Samantha.
My name's Ulysses.
And today we're going to be talking about some cozy mystery books that we read. My dad read a cozy mystery book for the very first time. Hello, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a special guest. This is my father. His name is Ulysses. And we're going to be talking about the fact that he joined our cozy mystery book club, Teacups and Murders, for our winter pick. He's never read a cozy mystery before, so I thought it would be fun to actually film a video for Vlogmas of him talking about what he thought of the genre, the book, and just how he became a reader, how I became a reader too. Because we're a reading family, if you will.
Yeah.
Well, it really stopped at me because the kids don't read. My siblings don't read.
Yeah, but I think eventually they'll get too because they see us reading, so I think they'll be like, oh, let's check it out and see how it goes. So I'm not too worried about it yet.
Guys, didn't know I do have a cozy mystery book club. It's called Teacups and Murder that I host seasonally with Spencer from Intentionally Bookish. We do a seasonal book club, so 4 books in the year, spring, summer, fall, and winter. We try to make it very accessible so you're not reading a book every single month, and we try to pick books that are available on audiobook, ebook, physical copy, so again, very accessible, very easy and casual. So this year we picked a Christmas book for our winter pick. This is Murder at the Christmas Cookie Bake Off by Darcy Hannah. And this is the book that my dad decided to join us on and read a cozy mystery for the first time. Before we talk about like what you thought of the genre and like what were your experiences with the first cozy mystery, introduce yourself and like say how you became a reader.
Well, my name's Ulysses. I'm Samantha's father. I became a reader. So I grew up in the East Coast. I'm from New York, and I used to have to take the train from Brooklyn to the Bronx. And if you don't know New York City, it's a very extensive train system, and it's like a rolling library. It's kind of one of those secret New York things that people don't know. And you have a book, you read it, you leave it on the train, and then if you see a book, you grab it, you check the cover, and if you like it, you take it and you continue reading. So that's how I became a reader. I found the James Patterson book on the train and read the cover. And I was like, oh, wow, this seems like a very interesting book. And that's what started my journey into James Patterson, mystery murders, and that genre for me. And then I became a reader that way because I had an hour and some change train ride. So grab a book, read a book, leave a book. And it was my journey into getting into books.
Yeah. And James Patterson was one of the first ones that you read?
It was James Patterson. And what's the other one? The other author I like?
The Murder...
Oh yes, the Female Murder Club. Very good books. I started halfway through the series. I didn't know there was a lot of books because I found M is for mysteries. I think
Does it start with A?
It starts with A, but I didn't know that.
You picked up at
I
M.
picked up the book on the train. It said M for for murder, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Read it, loved the book, and I was looking for the author, and then realized that, oh wow, I'm late into the game. This book has been forever into the series. I was already at M at the time. And so, but that's a wonderful book. I love that series. I love the characters and how they went through into that, and that's how I got into those kind of books.
Got it. So he reads more like mystery, suspense, thriller. He likes spy books. It's funny that you started reading on the train because you now read in the car too.
I try to, yeah. So now, obviously with technology, everything's changed. I have an hour and some change commute from where we live. So I've gotten into a lot of audiobooks. And it makes for 2-3 hour reading, depending on traffic, where you can get a good book in pretty quickly. So it's actually nice. If you find the right author and the right cadence, it makes for good reading.
Yeah, so a way that I started reading, well, I was already a reader, but what my parents did and what one of my grandmothers did was that my sister wasn't really a reader, and I think they were trying to encourage her to read a little bit more, that they were like, every time you finish a book and you know, give us a synopsis, kind of like a book report type of thing, we'll give you $20, $50. I don't remember what the amount was.
We gave an incentive to read as a parent to get your children to read. And boy, was that a mistake.
Yeah, so they quickly realized that it was not, I was quickly going to break the bank for them, that I was finishing books like rapid speed. And it wasn't like small books, it was series that I was reading.
Yeah, she found a 13-book series on some teenage thing, and it was like 14 books in a series. And a month and a half into it, she read all 13 books, and I'm like, yeah, we're gonna have to slow this down.
Yeah, and my sister, I don't even think she read like one.
Maybe.
And it was her that they were trying to give the money to so that she could read because I was already a reader. So there's different phases like in my reading that I think people were influential, like teachers and stuff. But I feel like that was definitely like the catalyst of it was them paying me to read. And also my dad coming with me every Twilight movie. Because I was obsessed with the Twilight series. And if you didn't know, my dad's Dominican and he's very strict. Okay, I don't know if that's a Dominican thing, Latino thing, I don't know. But he's very strict, or was very strict, and I couldn't go...
I have morals, I have standards. I wouldn't say old school because it's, but I'm strict, but very fair and modest. I will make compromises as long as it doesn't... It doesn't go over
you're trying to make
much.
it sound so nice. Anyway, no, he's not. But I wouldn't say strict, but in the sense that I really wasn't allowed to go places by myself when I was a kid, which I mean safety, so it's fine. So I was obsessed with the Twilight series at my school, and we wanted to go to every midnight movie premiere. And because I couldn't go to a midnight movie premiere by myself when I was like 12, 13 years old, my dad was
dragged along.
Yeah, he came with us for every single Twilight movie, every single Hunger Games movie, Divergent. Literally, I think he read and watched all the YA books that I also read and watched. So yeah, that's my dad, and that's his introduction to reading. We gotta hop on our live show for the Cozy Mystery Book Club, but we'll be back, well, for you in like 2 minutes, but we'll be back in a little bit so that we can talk about the actual book and the synopsis. For our live show, we're gonna do the Cozy Mystery live show. My dad's joining me. He read a Cozy Mystery for the first time. So he has the matching pants, and then I have the shirt and the matching leggings, but I'm not wearing those right now. These are our matching Christmas pajamas.
Yeah.
We're back. We just finished our live show. We talked about an hour with Bree and Spencer from Intentionally Bookish. I will leave their Instagram and their YouTube down below if you want to check them out because they're wonderful and lovely. And let's go ahead and wrap up my dad's first cozy mystery. So this again is Murder at the Christmas Cookie Bake Off by Darcy Hannah. Our heroine, this is a second in a series, which I think you can read it out of order, but my dad feels like you should read it in order.
Well, there was a couple points and references in the book where it's like they don't want me investigating again, and I'm like, what happened the first time? Like, what's going on? So
right, so
that's all.
Personal preference. So our heroine, she lives in this very small, cozy town, as most
Michigan.
In Michigan.
I think it's Michigan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's always a small town like most cozies are. She owns a bake shop. She is...
Like a lighthouse.
In a lighthouse. That is pretty cool. It's a bake shop in a lighthouse. And there's a Christmas competition going on. There's someone in the town that is very gung-ho on Christmas. She has a store that is 24/7 Christmas all year round. And they end up doing a competition to bring more tourists to their town of selling free... Well, not selling. It's free Christmas cookies. And they're having like a competition, kind of like the British Bake Show, where a celebrity judge is going to come and judge their cookies and say who's the winner. And it's going to be on his show and all this stuff. But there is a murder. The celebrity judge, that's not a spoiler. It's in the synopsis, right?
I don't know.
There is a murder that happens. And our heroine has to clear her name because her cookies are involved. So that is the quick synopsis. It's on Kindle Unlimited, Libby, Hoopla. You can read the physical copy, ebook. It's a very accessible book. I gave it 4 stars. I really loved it. I
gave it 4 stars as well for my first cozy. Probably because it's more murder-ish investigative stuff, which is what I'm into. So it was a little drag on, not as intense as the ones I'm usually reading to, but I loved the book. I think it was definitely a 4-star for me. I love the relationship about it and the little details, and I think it's credit to the author because they described a lot of the scenes very well, and I take little details like that to heart because it pictures the imagination, and as a reader, when you give enough details in the book to make the scene in your mind, it definitely makes it for a better book.
Yeah. Would you read another cozy mystery?
I would, yes. Now, like I said in the live show, I don't know if I'll grab one out of the air and just read it just to read it. I'm very supportive of your adventures, so if you're ever reading another one that you feel like I might enjoy, I definitely would read it again. I think it's, especially if they're like this, where there's, investigating a murder and very nosy people who get involved, and and yes, I would read another one for sure.
So you enjoyed the process of it, the live show was fun, but your still preferred genre is like mainly thriller, right?
Yeah, but, especially venturing into the romance realm, I can see why it's a very popular genre. They're very involved, and, we're human beings, and relationships are very important in human life. So I can see why it's a very popular genre. The relationship that people build over time, and the descriptions in all the books is, I think, why people enjoy this genre.
Romance.
Romance, it's life. You know, you build relationships and you grow and you become connected, and I feel like that's a good part to show how people really are.
Yeah. The last book we read together was an in-depth book by J.D. Robb. Sorry, I was going to say Nora Roberts, but J.D. Robb. And we read the first book, Naked in Death, and which one? Because we did a video for that one. So which one do you think you enjoyed more, the cozy mystery or the romantic suspense?
That's a good question. So I don't know if I can pick a side, only because they're very different books in style for me.
Right.
I like the In-Depth series only because, you know, obviously it's a lot of intense moments, a lot of suspense. It's a little more descriptive in the goriness of it, so I think I like that more. But I really enjoyed the cozy mysteries. They were, it was real slow and built up, but very much in detail of...
It was more thematic.
More thematic, right. So there are two different genres. Even though they're closely related in style, they're different, but I enjoy them both. I can't really say I can pick one genre or the other. So.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of romantic suspense. I think J.D. Robb is the exception because she's, you know, Nora Roberts. She's a romance writer. But I would probably lean more towards cozies. Mm-hmm. Like, my preferred would be, like, romances, obviously, right. and then cozy mysteries.
That makes sense, but that's, you know, your style, so, yeah.
Yeah. So that's our little overview of the book. I hope you guys picked it up and enjoyed it. If you did, join us for the book club. I do get questions like, who can join the book club? Anyone. Literally anyone. We announce everything on our social media, mine and Spencer's, and we make it as accessible as possible. So it's not like you're reading a book every single month or 2 books a month. It's literally like 4 books a year because it's based on the season. So I will leave all that information down below. As always, thank you for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. It means the world to me. I hope you guys are all staying happy and healthy, and I will talk to you in tomorrow's video.